Hi everybody. Due to the outbreak of the coronavirus, we've been forced to stay at home, but we still want to work out. Those that are feeling good, I'm going to put together a series of in-home workouts you can do with a piece of carpet, a mat, a deck out in your patio, and I'm just going to do a warm-up, 10 to 12 exercise circuit, and a cool down and stretch. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is going to start with 50 jumping jacks. We're going to do 50. What we're going to try to do is do the warm up, 50 jacks, and then we're going to do, I call it thoracic extension and rotation. That'll be our little mini warm up. After that, when you start your circuit, you're going to do about a 20-second rest in between. So it's sort of like a Tabata workout. So you'll work out for about 20 seconds, and in this case, we're going to take 20 seconds in between our sets. Our thoracic extension and rotation in position here, down, open up. We're going to do 10 per side. Stand up. Really open up, stress the low back. Now you can modify it. You can drop a knee down if you have to modify it. You don't like too much pressure. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do 15 air squats. Come down to a squat. Make sure you keep your nice neutral spine. You're going down, try not to round your back. Come down, sit into it. Draw your lower abs in. You have a 20-second break. We're going to go into a push-up. When you're doing your push-ups, you want to have, you need to do a modified push-up. You can go off your knees. You're like this. Careful not to push your butt out. Again, you need to go off your knees. Okay, we're going to go into a lunge next. I'll do them a side view and then a front view. Out the lunge, back up. The lunge, back up. Front view, go out, push up. Do 10 on each side. You're going to take your rest. From here, we're going to go into a plank. In the plank, I'm going to start out here. You're going to tighten your abs, lift up, tighten your glutes. You're going to do a 30-second hold. Keep your abs tight. that, I do called rocking abs. What you're gonna do, you're gonna press your low back down into the mat, lift up, you're gonna rock back and forth. Keep your abs tight the whole time. You got 12 to 15 of those. We're going to go into a burpee next. No jump. All right, after 10 of those, we're going to go air punch. So it's just a twisting punch. You're just using your core, back and forth, throwing punch. So start getting your heart rate up a little bit. So we're getting some good ab work there. Go about 15 on each side. For that, we're going to speed skater, going 10 each. Speed skater, reaching across. Modified version, you can just stay up, you don't need to jump. It's like a little dance exercise. Okay, right after that, we're going to go into a close grip bench or chest press. So if you're modified, just going to tighten your hands up a little bit. Modified, draw your abs in. Make sure you have a good drawing of your lower abs. Neutral spine, down, up, down. For the push up, again modified. Really, for any of the exercises, you need to modify it. Say for the rocking abs, it's kind of a tougher ab exercise. If you want, instead of the rocking planks, you can hold your legs up, reach up, touch your toes instead. So anything you have you feel like it's too hard, if it's too hard, just take the extra time to rest and skip over it. Next one to do is a reverse crunch. In the reverse crunch, the key is to tighten your abs. When you tighten your abs, you hold your low back down. You're not really squeezing the glutes, but keeping everything in your lower abs. From here, boom, you can lift up. Tap, lift up. So if you feel like when you're going like this, your back feels like it's coming off, then you're not able to hold that. So you really want to focus on that. Is holding that. If it feels like it's too hard at 90, bend your knees a little bit more, shorten up the motion so that when you come down, you're not overly arching your back. You really want to be able to hold that down. Keep it at 90, come in, tap, roll and come up. So that's the full circuit right there, 10 exercises. And now what we're going to do is you're going to rest. If you feel like you can do another round, just repeat that same thing over again. Go through the 3 exercises again. Once you get that, if you feel like you can do a third time, then do a third time. But for now, we're going to just do one, and then we're going to go into we're going to do our stretches. First stretch is going to be a quad stretch. You're gonna grab opposite hand here. If you have something to hold on to, you can hold on. All you're doing is pulling up on your ankle, drawing it in, tighten your butt, and that draws your hips forward, and that pulls on the front of your quad. The more stretch you want, you pull back. You can flex your toe, that'll give you even more stretch on the quadricep. You want to hold those each for about 20 seconds each. When you switch, same thing. Key is being able to hold that and tighten up the glute. When you tighten up that glute, you're able to pull against the front of your quad, and it gives you a really good stretch. After that stretch, we're going to do a little tricep stretch. You're going to reach up over your head, pull back on your, keep your shoulder down. You're going to pull back on your tricep. I want you to feel it right here in the long head of your tricep. You're just going to pull back. Try to bend your elbows as much as you can. It'll give you a nice tricep stretch. Careful not to raise your shoulder and pull back too hard. You don't want to feel it in your shoulder socket. You want to feel it in your tricep. Tricep stretch for about 20 seconds. You're going to switch sides. Next thing you're going to do is hip flexor stretch. Hip flexor stretch. What you do is flex the glute muscle. When you flex the glute muscle and straighten the knee, and you bend forward on this knee, you'll feel a lot more stretch in here. And the hip flexor, if you do all that and raise your arm, you'll feel a little bit more. If you want to feel a little bit more intense, you just twist after you flex the glute, straighten the knee, lean forward, and you just twist into it. You'll feel that more on that stretch there. Switch sides. Do the same thing here. Flex the glute, straighten the knee, lean forward, press the arm up. Turn. Do a little bit more stretch there. After that one, we're going to go into a prone press up and then child pose. In the prone press up here, take a deep breath in, lift up, drop the shoulders, exhale, and loosen the glute muscles. What I do is I try to turn my toes inward instead of up on my toes. I have a tendency to help make you flex your glute muscles. So you want to loosen here, drop down, press up, relax. Next one is a child pose. You're going to widen your knees out and cross your toes. Sit back. You're going to reach your hands out and stretch. You feel a lat stretch. You're going to let your forehead drop down onto the mat. Deep breath in and exhale. You're going to press your hips down into the heels. Good stretch there. And next we're going to move into a wide leg stretch. Your legs out wide, toes straight up, flex your toe towards you. You're going to turn your chest in towards your knee and push out. You're going to feel the groin here and the hamstring and calf here. You're going to reach down the middle. You'll feel a stretch here more in the groin. Reach out as far as you can, 20 seconds, and then reach out here on this side. Each one's going to be 20 seconds. Then we're going to do a butterfly groin stretch. When you do the stretch, you feel like your knees are up. You're just going to press down. As you pull them in, you're going to press down on your knees. About 20 seconds there. Do a good stretch here in the groin. Deep breath. And that's the workout for today. Good job. In that workout, you have a nice little warm up. You got about 10 or so exercises that you'll do. If there's any one that you can't do, you can skip over those. A couple of them are a little trickier. The rocking abs may be a little harder. You can always do tips and toes to switch it up. Or if you feel like an exercise you can't do, maybe the push-ups are too hard, you can just skip over them and just move on to the next one. You can do one round. If you feel like you got a pretty good workout, you can go into the stretch. You can do another round, do it 2 times. That'll give you a little bit more intensity, a little longer duration, or you can do it 3 times. As many as you're comfortable doing. You can tell you got to get a little winded once you start going there with and you keep a shorter time period. So if you're at 20 seconds, you can always drop it down to 15-second rest, 10-second rest, and just kind of move through it a little quicker. So you can do a Tabata timer. If you get a Tabata timer, you can always put 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and just move through it pretty quickly. Yeah, so that's the workout. You know, these are tough times, and we got to find ways that we can work together separately for a little while until we can get this thing under control and get back to our normal lives as per usual. If you have any questions, hit me up on the text or an email or on the app, and we'll see you again on the next one.